Hello everyone and welcome to another high-elo game of Age of Empires. Today we're sitting in our room sweating our heads off because the air conditioner's broken as Modri, playing as the Blue Britons, prepares to take on DauT, playing as the Red Malay. Now while the players heard their herdables explore their immediate and closed-off surroundings and try to go up to Feudal and Castle as fast as possible, let's take a look at the Civ matchup we'll be watching today. Now the Britons, very much the Goths of the range world. This is a civilization built around supporting its ranged units. Archery ranges work 20% faster. Foot archers, except for skirmishers, come with extra free range starting in Castle and Imperial. And if that's not enough range for you, all Briton foot archers can be upgraded to get even more range. Now, what does all of this extra range mean? It means it's great news for the unique unit of the Britons. Of course, I am talking about the longbow. This is a decent foot archer that comes with a massive 12 range when it's fully upgraded. Now, Briton Trebs are also some of the most powerful in the game because they can be upgraded to do blast damage and have 100% accuracy against stationary targets like castles, towers, town centers, gates, walls, and anything else that does not move on the map. Now, in order to support Briton military production, Briton town centers cost 50% less wood, and their shepherds work 25% faster. Now, opposing the Blue Britons, we've got DauT playing as the Red Malay, primarily a naval civilization, but one that comes with a few late-game land features that can potentially be incredibly powerful. First and foremost, as everyone might be scared of, their battle elephants become progressively cheaper in Castle, capping out at 40% cheaper in Imperial. I'll say that again. Malay battle elephants are 40% cheaper in Imperial Age. Second, their militia line units can be upgraded to cost only food, no gold. So remember, while the Malay don't actually have champions, when you combine this upgrade with supplies, it basically turns their two-handed swordsman into a fairly cheap trash unit that only costs 65 gold. Lastly, to help raid your opponent's base, the Malay can turn to their unique unit, the Karambit Warrior. This is an incredibly cheap, super fast, but overall, I would say kind of weak infantry unit that only takes up half a population space. So if you've got 20 of them, they only count as 10 population for your entire civilization. Now, in order to help you get these late-game features and upgrades as fast as possible, Malay do advance to the next age 66% faster than normal, which means you can either rush up to Castle and Imperial, or you can play a more relaxed game, gather a bit more resources, grow your civilian population, explore the map, take a nice relaxing walk next to some gold, some shrubs, some bamboo, because you know that you can very easily catch up to your opponents when they go up in age using this incredibly fast age advantage. So those are the two civilizations we'll be watching today. Both players at the moment sitting on 16. I'm going to zoom out. If you haven't noticed by now, we are playing on the arena map. Says it here on the bottom, says it here out on the map. Both players, this is a very interesting T-shaped arena map where they're basically playing right opposite of each other. No high ground whatsoever. A nice clump of forest blocking Modri's southern gate here. That might be a bit of a problem. This I also don't like, when there's a forest as part of the wall-off forests in here as well. Naturally, you want to jack that lumber. Naturally, your opponent might want to attack it with some units that can demolish forests much easier than they can demolish gates, but it is what it is. Let's take a look at the positioning of the resources, see if any player is at a particular disadvantage. And when I say disadvantaged on arena, I of course mean resources that are placed very close to the walls, which makes them a little susceptible. Like this stone, for example, if our Malay decides to place some siege units over here or some kind of ranged unit, this stone pile might very quickly become unmineable. Red here, not having any resources that are very close to the walls and gates. Primary gold very close to secondary. Modri, on the other hand, like I said, has a little bit of exposed stone, not the end of the world. Let's take a look at what's going on onto the map. Let's see how much of the map the players have scouted and whether they are probably interested in going relics or not. Although, let's see if DauT, I thought he was going to try to trap Modri's scout inside his base. That's exactly what he wants to do. Modri, though not born yesterday, turns around immediately. He knows that if that scout goes into this base, it is an absolutely one-way trip. Now, if you watched my cast before, you know that my view of Arena basically divides it into a 3-part meta game, where the first stage of the game, everyone rushes to Castle Age. Once they hit Castle, the monks come out, and then these little guys, these golden relics with a nice anime star above them, become the hottest commodity. Move aside real estate bubble, move aside 2001 tech stocks, move aside Tulipomania. Stage 2 is all about gathering these relics. Now, once the relics get gathered, either all 5 or close to all 5, then we enter Stage 3, where the players basically build as big an army as possible, extend themselves out onto the map as fast as possible, and try to bludgeon each other, electronically, of course, to death until one of them GG's out. We'll see if this game follows this meta or whether it follows a different one altogether. For now, on the back of 24 villagers, 23 villagers, DauT has already reached Feudal. His opponent a little bit behind. Remember that Malay, what do you even call it? An age going up bonus, a bonus of speed. In any event, 66% faster, they do go up. And DauT starting to bank the food necessary. Modri as well. Take a look. It's 40 gold away, 300 food away, so that once he hits Feudal Age, he will plop down 2 structures. We'll see if it's more of an economic markets blacksmith, or if it's a more military blacksmith range, blacksmith stable, whatever it is for him. Immediately plops down to blacksmith, immediately plops down to stable. So going a bit more military, he is our red Malay. Doesn't have a single structure yet needed to go up to castle. Modri looks like he's about 130 food away from going up. DauT a little bit further behind, just now placing his barracks. No doubt by the time this barracks finishes, he'll have the necessary wood in order to construct more and more of that Feudal Age. You take a look at the top of your screen here. You see how these houses are unlit. Basically means that DauT has not built the 2 structures that he needs in order to go up to castle, although starting to bank the food and the gold that he does need. Unfortunately for him, the Briton is already up, but like I said in the beginning, never ever discount that Malay bonus going up much quicker. I think the problem here for DauT, though, is he still needs a second structure. Once this stable completes, we'll see what he decides to go for and see decides how quickly he wants to follow suit. Although seeing by the resource count at the top, he's basically got the gold. He just needs the food to do so. I think by the time this market, rather blacksmith, not a market, this blacksmith finishes, he will have the requisite food. And then take a look at how quickly he catches up. Even though Modri has gone up to Castle Age, what, 3 minutes ago, 2.5 minutes ago, something like that. Let's take a look at how quickly DauT can catch up once this blacksmith finishes. He needs 70 more food. 65, 50. Let's keep an eye out on it. I don't know why I'm whispering. I'm very excited to show you guys this bonus. So 40 seconds away from castle is our Briton. And now take a look at how quickly the Malay will go up. And no doubt, once they both reach castle, they will start pumping out. Now, you know, I've seen more and more in the arena matches. Usually what you like to do is you go heavy on the scout cav, the light cav, depending if you want to invest in upgrading the units. I mean, take DauT, despite the fact that he clicked up minutes behind, is literally 40 seconds behind his opponent. But as I was saying, now that we're in Castle Age, Stage 1 of the game has ended. Stage 2 is in progress. Somebody's going to probably be building a monastery. There it is. Our blue Briton already plopping it down. Our red Malay, not quite yet. And this is where, I mean, not quite yet because he's not in castle. The second he hits castle, oh, no doubt will, no pun intended, plop down a monastery. There it is with the Ark of the Covenant waiting to be lowered into its secret hiding space. Another town center going up for our Briton. So now is where the micro battles begin, because essentially Stage 2 is all about 3 units. The monks, which, as we all know, incredibly slow-moving units, needing to reach very far distances, sometimes this one very close. But if Modri tries to take this one, for example, a little bit further away, lots of open space for his monk to get sniped. So that's the first unit. Another town center for DauT as well. Second unit, all about that speed, all about that good. Take a look at that attack bonus against monks, plus 10 attack bonus, 3 swipes of the swords should be able to take care of an unupgraded monk. That is the unit you use. Take a look at how many light cav here out of Modri, although light cav in 14 seconds. Right now they're just scouts. And then the third unit that I've seen more and more introduced into this meta is this guy, the Spearman. Because I guess players realized, yes, the monks will go get the relics. The light cav will try to snipe the monks as quickly as possible. Like I said, the natural predator of the monk is the light cav. Blue giving DauT a little bit too much space here, will lose out. Although, oh, he manages to deposit the relic right in time, and now Modri has to retreat. But you see how quickly they kill monks. Absolutely bonkers. At the same time, Modri moving his monk to get a relic, so should be sitting at 1 apiece. So as I was saying, I've seen more and more a third unit being introduced into the chaos, and the Spearman usually goes with the monk. Now, the reason they do that is because these light cav are so incredibly fast. Even if you were to build a meat shield of light cav, your opponent's light cav can just go around, or even worse, go through. They'll take a bit of damage from some, sword swipes, but they'll still be able to get to the monk and kill it. So if you surround the monk with spears, those light cav will think twice about trying to snipe it. Or, like DauT, you can use your light cav in a very aggressive fashion here, or rather your Spearman in a very aggressive fashion here, not related at all to your monk play. Let's see actually how many relics the parties have seen. DauT has seen the last 2. Modri, of course, has also seen the last 2. What are you attacking up here? Not much. And now Modri, safe and secure inside his base, will drop off that relic at his convenience, at his leisure, as they say in England. Second town center going up. Remember, the Britons here with a bit of an advantage. These guys cost 50% less wood. Although undeterred, DauT placing a third town center as well at roughly the same time. A market going for both players. So very, very similar metas here. Komodo Dragon waiting, saying, I was tasked by the Guardians to regard these relics with my life, and we will see who is brave enough to try to get them. For now, neither player trying to get that one contested relic. I guess the Komodo Dragon enough to scare them all off. This one hawk flying over everything saying, I see you all, I see exactly what you guys are trying to do, and now we should be sitting, if this monk can get home nice and safe. Wonder why he's going that way instead of just to the southern gate here. We will be sitting at 2 relics apiece. It kind of looks like Modri has given up on the relic game, expanding his civilian population, but also going up to 4 monks. I wonder if he's trying to make a big push into the center of the map to get that relic, or if he just is going to cede control. 1 extra relic in arena. Generally, the arena games don't last over an hour, or even close to an hour. So having an extra relic, not exactly the end of the world if you cede control of it to your opponent. 4th town center for DauT as well. Okay. Usually in a longer game that lasts an hour, hour and a half, relic control incredibly important, or if your civ requires it. So for example, if somebody is going Lithuanians, and this adds, what is it? It adds a +1 attack boost. Oh, you see, he sees the monk, and that's what I was talking about. He runs right through this shield, this meat shield of light cav, immediately snipes the monk, will lose his light cav, but that's what I was talking about. That's why your Spearman always needs to be accompanying your monk, and not randomly aggressively like this out on the map. Now, DauT, luckily for him, has another monk ready to go, and Modri has retreated to the safety of his castle, thinking that he sniped. But when he sees the white dot on the map disappear, he is going to know that this relic has been took. And again, take a look at this big gap here between these light cavs. And this is exactly what I'm talking about. You can have the big meat shield, but the light cavs are so quick, so lithe, or is it lithe? However you pronounce L-I-T-H-E, that they can just run circles around each other. In any event, now Modri on the map with 4 monks. This could be a potentially huge snipe here for DauT. I don't think he should be running away here. I think he should be engaging right into these monks. Might lose 1 or 2 light cap, but this is a lot of gold. And this is what I'm talking about. Look at Blue doing his best to block with his bodies Unfortunately for him, these light cav just run circles around each other, and all 4 of Modri's monks are now dead. What an absolute terrible loss here for Modri. Unnecessary also. DauT with the defender's advantage reinforcing should be able to overwhelm this force, and now takes a huge kill count lead, 17-11. No doubt because of these 4 additional monks that he managed to snipe. Oh, what a terrible move there by Modri, thinking that he's safe with a meat shield of cavalry, but not realizing that, yeah, these guys move super fast. They can deke each other out. But does he really care? This is the last monk, the last of the Monkikans moving out onto the middle of the map. And ladies and gentlemen, stage 2 of the arena meta is now over. All the monks have been gathered. Wait a second, how did DauT get 4? I thought Modri had 2. I thought it was going to be 3-2. I completely bungled casting that part. I thought Modri was moving forward here with his monk. I didn't realize that DauT took the 4th. In any event, as I was saying, arena games generally do not last as long as other games, so unless your civ requires it, like the Lithuanians, like the Aztecs, I think even the, who is it, the Burgundians, I want to say? Oh, sorry guys, I had a bit of an issue with my chair here. But yeah, the Burgundians, the relics give them food in addition to gold. So aside from that, we'll take a look at the end of the game when we can take a look at the economic numbers, whether or not 4-1 relics was really worth it, whether Modri really wanted or needed to lose 4 monks. But so far, DauT outplaying his opponent in terms of stage 2. Modri, I guess, reaching Castle first, but DauT will be the one to reach Imperial first off the back of this town center, off the back of 100 villagers and 8 army supply to 0. Let's see how Modri can defend here. Britons, not exactly an easy army to engage into, again, with all that extra range on their unit. He did get the attack upgrade. Now he's getting defense upgrade. For some reason, getting husbandry, although it doesn't have a single mounted unit on the map, does he? I mean, he's got a stable, but how many? Just 2. Incredibly defensive castle by Modri. I guess he anticipates a breach into here. Yeah, he does. He's already preemptively building a bit of a wall. Might want to delete this farm and wall this off as well. DauT sees the mangonel. DauT runs away, investing in ranged upgrades as well. Chemistry, skirmisher, bracer. On the other side, ballistic, scale barding armor. He is still 40 seconds away from being Imperial. So DauT naturally being the first to come out with the Treb. Spotting outpost. DauT wants to make sure if his opponent moves out of his base, he knows about it yesterday. He wants to know what Modri's doing before Modri even knows what he's doing. Trebuchet ball missing the mangonel, but take a look at the range on these crossbows. 8 range. They are going to be met by a contingent, a welcoming party of skirmishers. And now the light cav not as scary, not as good at sniping crossbows as they are against monks and even skirmishers. Okay. Second castle, very aggressive. I mean, DauT here with the DauT castle. How many archery ranges? 6. You know, at the beginning of the game, when I was going over the civilizational features, I'm talking about elephants. I'm talking about infantry being trashed with that forced levy upgrade. But of course, our red Malay says, you know what? I'm just going to try to out-Britain the Briton. He's going up to 30 army supply, all of it ranged except for these original light cav that he built. Did he, I thought I saw this flashing. I thought he was taking on a Komodo dragon. Yes, deletes the farm behind, uses it, this one, mill. Sorry guys, sometimes I forget words, as part of the wall off. And now Blue has a secondary wall off. Blue is an Imperial as well, pumping out Trebs of his own, 3 in total. But take a look at the range. 8 range on these elite skirmishers, 10 range on these crossbows. And like I said, the light cav not exactly the same. Doesn't, what is it, strike fear into the heart of crossbows as much as it does into the hearts of monks and skirmishers, because crossbows just so good at just sniping that unit. But Red has inserted himself, will take a bunch of castle fire, discovers the location of the castle. Will he lose another light cab? No, he will not. Chemistry going up for our blue Briton, but Arbalest upgrade going for our red Malay. How many crossbows does he have? Only 5. Surprised he's investing in Arbalest at this point. Would probably do better investing in what? Oh my god, Siege Engineer. Sorry guys, sometimes my brain freezes. Moving in is DauT with an even DauTier castle here to the front. I thought this was a DauT castle. Now he's proving me wrong with this one, but immediately comes under attack by 2 Trebs. Where's the third? Has he finished it? No, I guess he canceled it. And this castle should go up, but with absolutely abysmal HP. I'm going to be shocked if it goes up with with more than a third of HP. The problem for blue is he's got nothing really to take out these bombard cannons. These light cav doing their best, but there are enough Arbalests now that they can snipe those light cav all of the live long days. It's gone up with how much HP? Less than 1,000 HP, exactly what I thought. But let's see. Like I said, the Britons, you know, when you're talking about a civilization that can take a punch to the face, in my opinion, ain't none finer than the Byzantines. But if you're engaging into a ranged war here, ain't none finer, I think, than the Britons. Like we saw, 10 range on these crossbows. That comes automatically. I don't think he's researched yeomans. I don't think he's yeah, I would love to see some longbows out of him. He's investing in melee upgrades at the moment. This castle somehow still up on the back of only 8 villagers. DauT's stone count, okay, pretty decent. But now a third Treb is going to change the dynamics of this. Now the castle for sure will go down once that third Treb is added to the mix. And now these Arbalests are exposed. Only 8 range should be on those guys. Yeah, 8 range. Oh no, move back. Move back. Modri not using the range that his civilization gave him. And now fiery balls raining down on Trebs, raining down on villagers, killing anything and everything in their path. Blue has stopped upgrading all of his units. Needs to get a few more defensive upgrades, I think. But his villager count, not too terrible. 99 villagers going up to 101. 17 crossbows, 4 trebuchets. I wonder if he's over-invested in trebuchets at the moment. These Arbalests have to be careful. They are dancing on a knife's edge here. This castle with 11 range will begin to kill them. Arbalests, of course, with absolutely terrible HP. And now the Trebs have started shelling away at the Arbalests. Oh my god, imagine he had... Nope. Okay. I was going to say, imagine he had Warwolf. And they would do blast damage. And if these guys don't move... 100% accuracy against non-moving objects in this game. Wow, DauT with the DauT castle to start, and then the DauTier castle that ends up going down has outranged the ranged units of the Briton. Our Briton just not able to get his economy up and running to the point where he can continue building units. His gold pile very much in the forward-facing position. Where's his secondary and tertiary gold? Must have mined them out, unless I'm missing something on the map here. In any event, one thing I do want to point out, take a look at DauT's vision. Take a look at this. Arena, not necessarily as big a map as Arabia. A lot of times you'll see on Arabia, it's a huge distances between the base. Arena is generally not. But take a look at DauT's vision. He sees everything. He sees the gold being mined over here. He sees all the contested resources with the exception of this stone mine. But I ask you, how would Modri get to that stone mine without DauT seeing him? It's impossible. Look at this amazing vision out of DauT. Because of that, he knows he is safe. He knows he can teeth this stone. He knows he can just keep producing units without having to worry about any kind of backstab. Blue, on the other hand, this is the extent of Blue's vision. Absolutely terrible. He does not know what is about to hit him. He has not seen all the buildings. He does not see reinforcements, although he sees them coming in. Trying his darndest to build as many units as he can, but like I said, not taking advantage of the range on these units. This is something that really, I don't want to say bothers me just because it doesn't actually bother me, but it's something that concerns me about players, not Modri specifically, but I was casting, I was doing a live stream of Rage Forest, and there was a player playing Britons, and he had longbows fully upgraded with 12 range, but he kept doing this. Look at this. He brings his crossbow here. How many tiles do you guys think this is? 7? 6? Why are you closing in so much when you have 10 range? You don't need to close this in. All you're doing is letting your opponent hit you. In theory, Modri's army should never be touched by DauT's army. Unless DauT decides, to attack the Trebs, and then that draws out Modri's army, and then DauT attacks it. But on a one-on-one engage like this, Modri's army should absolutely never, ever be taking any arrow fire from DauT's army, because again, DauT's army just can't reach him. Think about two boxers in a ring fighting. One has arm length of, let's say, 80 centimeters. One has an arm length of 100 centimeters, otherwise known as a meter. Why would the one with the 1 meter, the 100 centimeter arm range ever enter into the 80 centimeters of his opponent's arm range, right? Always use, it's like how many of us when we were kids growing up were either doing this or victims to this, when you put your hand on your younger brother or sister's head and they just swing furiously and they can't reach you. That is the power of the Britons. You place your hand on DauT's head and then you go, na, you can't reach me. But instead what Modri does is he decides to engage, and by the way, engage with 2 units designed to snipe his unit. First of all, the skirmisher, which you should never be fighting with a crossbow. And second of all, the arbalest, which is a better version of the crossbow. So I think Modri making a bit of a mistake here. I love that he was using his trebs to shell away at the units. And now DauT has all 5 castles. I'm going to go back in the game, and I'm going to see if I can put in a picture-in-picture, or if I need to, because I really thought Modri had 2 relics. But in any event, let's see what the relic count actually ended up doing. Like I said, take a look. Sorry, I'm going to go back here. 38 minutes. Arena games generally don't last that long, and so relics don't necessarily play. Yeah, look, only what? 1,500 extra gold? And we're talking about, by the way, 1,500 extra gold when both players are going, low-intensity units like crossbows, skirmishers, and light cav. Nobody here except for DauT, who's now building, 450 gold worth of bombard cannon. Everything else is pretty damn cheap, although, yeah, elite battle elephant being researched, that would for sure have put the nail in the coffin. Remember, 40% cheaper those units are now that we're an Imperial, but I don't think the relics made that big of a difference. Let me know what you agree, disagree, leave a comment. Always happy to be wrong, always happy to chat and debate the beauty of this game. Just don't be a dick about it or you will get banned. So Modri, with the trash resources advantage here, about 1,000 extra wood, barely an advantage in food gold income when you take away the 1,500 difference. They're basically identical. 8,000 gold for Britons is pretty damn good too, but this is annoying. Stone count of 2,200 difference, so 3 castles worth of stone difference. Kill count militarily not too dissimilar. Modri hasn't killed a single one of DauT's villagers. DauT has killed 31 villagers, so that drops the military count to about 120 to 105 of his opponents. So militarily, they killed about roughly the same amount of units. But again, look, I say what I say as a caster, as, somebody who theorizes and comments on this game. Obviously, the players themselves are under a lot more stress than me sitting here with my broken air conditioning in my underwear watching this game. But like I said, when you're the Britons, you have to micro your archers. I'm going to call it the nana approach, where, again, Modri, all he needed to do was put his hand on DauT's head and let DauT swing furiously, because, again, there is nothing, in theory, that DauT could do to catch up to Modri, and especially once Modri fully upgraded his archer units and got the longbows out with that juicy plus, or not plus 12, but just 12 range. I think he made a mistake here engaging constantly. There's no reason there should be a lot of blue tunics here mixed in together with red, unless they're cavalry ones. But in any event, it is what it is. DauT with the fantastic map vision, map control, just basically goes straight up the guts. Straight up the guts, takes the relics, takes the center, takes control of all the resources, contested or otherwise. These are all open for DauT to mine, to thief, to take, however you want to explain it. Modri pushed back, not a terrible villager count, not that far behind, to be honest, especially since DauT had 8 idols. But now, overall, Modri not able to keep up with the production of his opponent. How many archery ranges? 5 archery ranges, not bad to the 6 of his opponent, but castles coming out, karambits no doubt on the menu. But what we do know for sure is on the menu is this. Chunky boys, elephants about to come out. And once those come out, without any kind of halberdiers, pikemen, anything, with 1 light cavalry unit, you are definitely not going to hold the line. So DauT just storming over his opponent, taking control of the map, taking control of the resources, and ultimately taking control of the game to get that big W. But GG to both players.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips and make sure to subscribe and enable notifications so that you're notified of my latest uploads.